Good morning, everybody. Welcome, all our regular listeners. We've got a lot of them. It's just, I say listeners, this is radio, but we're streaming so much, we've got quite a few viewers as well. And YouTube in particular is very strong, and we've got some great followers out there. We post back and forth. Uh, as I say, we've missed some shows. There hasn't been any major events in the auto industry. Things are kind of clicking along as they have been. Everybody's totally confused about tariffs and electric vehicles, and the auto industry as a whole is not changed much retail, unfortunately. The auto industry as a whole, manufacturing wise, has in a state of chaos. I alert all of you out there that are in the market for a car and are choosing a car dealership or a make of car to be very careful. Nissan, for example, Nissan's hanging by a thread. They had a huge loss last year. They're hemorrhaging money, and the sales are down, and the dealer network is extremely well, what's the word? Angry, maybe. They have always had an adversarial relationship with the manufacturer. So think about it if you're choosing a car, and this, Nissan still makes some good cars. Think about how long you're going to keep that car, because if you bought a Pontiac or an Oldsmobile, you know what I'm talking about, or a Fiat. Actually, Fiat's still around. Rick?
Well, remember, with Pontiac and Oldsmobile, you had the advantage that General Motors was still operating a Chevy.
Exactly, yeah.
But
Good
Nissan
point.
goes out and wow.
Yeah, good point. There's a lot of Yugo would be a good example.
Yeah.
God help those who bought Yugos. Anyway, think about that. That's something we never thought about before. But if you look at our auto manufacturing network in the United States, I would say there are no more than 4, maybe 5 manufacturers that'll still be with us in 10 years. So that's kind of scary. I mean, uh, y- sometimes the nameplates don't disappear, but the manufacturers do. So it's if a nameplate is popular, anybody can use a nameplate, and if they're bought out, someone will use that nameplate. Uh, there's uh, nothing earth-shattering going on right now with electric vehicles. It's uh, the sales dropped on electric vehicles because of the tariffs coming to an end. First the sales surged because the tariffs were coming to an end, and now they dropped off. But I think that the electric vehicles have stabilized, and as we've talked about on the show, the electric vehicle will continue to grow until it becomes all you can buy. Autonomous vehicles, uh, you folks out there that are interested, Nancy and I, my co-host, are uh, one of the few people probably that you know that we drive autonomous everywhere we go. And we don't go real far. I mean, we might go a long way for us would be 50 miles, but we drive with our autonomous vehicles everywhere. We came to the radio show this morning, and
Excuse me. Yesterday, for the first time in 5 years, I drove a combustion vehicle.
yeah, total.
I never,
You drove it
ever
yourself, yeah,
want to do it again.
yeah,
Never.
yeah. So anyway, you future seekers, some people out there like to do this. Other people like reliability. I guess Nancy and I are a little nutty to do this. Hey, the motivation, by the way, for us, we're senior citizens, and we love to drive. We call it our freedom machine. We like to be able to hop in our car. I mean, that's the American way and go anywhere you want to. It's a freedom thing. We love it. And when you get to be our age, every time your driver's license comes up for renewal, we think about that too. We just both got our, I say just about a year or so ago, renewed our driver's licenses. And we were sweating a little bit, to be honest with you. The driver's test can be a challenge when your neck won't turn all the way to the right or left, and your eyes aren't quite what they were, and your hearing isn't quite what it is. So we have a large audience out there that are kind of in our shoes, and I can tell you, if you have the courage to try an autonomous vehicle, and it takes courage. I mean, I'm not going to kid you. I'm a little nutty, and I got a lot of courage. I kind of dragged Nancy along with me, and she came along, and now she's convinced. But autonomous vehicle, to me, and even now, if you're a senior and you want to take some of the pressure of driving off, get yourself an autonomous vehicle. Remember, of course, technically they're not they are not totally self-driving. We could just get in and forget about it. You have to keep your eyes on the road, or today's autonomous vehicles won't let you drive it. You have to keep your hands on the wheel for a reasonable period of time, and you have to keep your eyes on the road because they have cameras that check that. So as long as you're alert when the autonomous is taking you where you're going, it does an amazing job. It gets you there smoother, faster, and the interesting thing is it finds better ways to go places. We've lived down here in South Florida all our lives, and we used to think we knew the quickest way to get from point A to point B. We found out because autonomous can see 20 miles ahead because they have the Google information of what cars are where and what road. So if there's a traffic jam 10 miles to the left or 20 miles ahead, they see it and they take a different route. Anyway, I'm going on about autonomous because I just get a kick out of it. The real meat of the show is looking at me now like I'm going nuts because he knows I'm crazy about autonomous. Rick Kearney is our certified diagnostic master technician, and the nuts and bolts of this show is to help you today, not next week, and not 10 years from now. We all like to hear about the exotic stories of what's going on in the auto industry, but if you want to get your car fixed without getting ripped off, if you have a maintenance issue, if you're thinking about buying a car and you test drove it and there was a strange noise or odor, Rick Kearney is the guy. And Rick Kearney will give you a free diagnosis. You describe it as closely as you can. Ideally, you can send him an audio file or a video file. He monitors YouTube. That's youtube.com/Earl on Cars. And say, hey, Rick, should I take this to my dealer? Should I try to fix this myself? Or maybe it's not a problem at all. You'd be surprised. If you listen to the show, you won't be surprised. Rick Kearney knows his stuff. And he's been doing this for over 25 years. So he ought to know how to do this stuff. With all that, call in. We have 877-960-9960. 877-960-9960. That's our call-in number. Nancy Stewart is looking at me right now, and she monitors the phone. She has her laptop there, and when the call comes in,
We got to move.
and we got to move.
Yeah.
So let's
772-497-6530. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have callers. I want to let the ladies know that we have a special offer for you, $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. We also have a mystery shopping report to get to, and that's from West Palm Beach Nissan. 877-960-9960. 772-497-6530. You'll need that number to vote on the mystery shopping report from West Palm Beach Nissan. And don't forget that column that Earl wrote that was very telling. And it was the title of it, if my memory serves me right, what's left of it, is The Deal That Nobody Talks About. Take a look at it if you haven't seen it. That would be in the Florida weekly, and it will be in the Hometown News. We are going to go straight to Jake. Thank you for your patience, Jake. Jake is calling us from Palm Beach Gardens.
Yes, good morning. This question is probably for Rick. I have a 2016 Kia and a 1976 Corvette. Both cars are under 2,000 miles. I drive probably a year. I just wanted to know if I should change the oil in both the cars with less miles than normal.
I would still change the oil at least once a year, just because the contaminants in the air, the moisture in the air, that moisture is going to get in there. But I would still, my biggest thing with folks that don't do a lot of driving, at least once a month, I would highly recommend go find some empty country road that's nice to drive and just get the car out and let it exercise 45, 50 miles an hour for like 30, 40 miles maybe, just to really help lubricate all the seals, get that oil flowing. And that hot oil, not only does it help to clean the dirt out of the engine and get it all down in the filter, but it also helps burn off any moisture, because that heat will cause the water to separate out and evaporate out, and then the water vapor goes away, and it can protect the internal parts of your engine much better that way. But yeah, it's any car, even like Earl says, even a Yugo, you let it have a little bit of exercise now and then. Don't go too far away from home in the Yugo, so you can always push it home. But I kid, folks, I kid. But yeah, for cars that don't get a whole lot of driving, even then, I still recommend about once a year have an oil change done on it.
Should I put a zinc in the Corvette a little bit, like an additive in the oil, or how's that work?
I never recommend additives. It just, to me, the only time I ever would offer advice on an additive would be for small engines like snowmobile, motorcycle, lawnmower. If you're up north, you're putting it away for the season, it's going to be stored. Then I would recommend dry gas or something to help keep the gasoline fresh while it's sitting or stored away for any length of time. In Florida, of course, your generator do that. But otherwise, no, I don't recommend any sort of like those zinc additives, anything like that. It just seems silly to me, especially with how incredibly high quality modern oils are. Even the cheapest oil that you buy from Walmart is still going to be an incredibly high quality over what we had just 20 years ago. And it's perfectly safe to use that just fine in your car.
So when I leave Florida for 6 months, I use this product called Star Tron for the fuel. Have you heard about it?
Stop what?
Startron.
Stop.
Spell that, will you?
T-A-R, Tron, T-R-O-N, Startron.
Carcon.
Yeah, it's a fuel additive for the ethanol of today. You know, I don't know if you ever heard of it, Startron.
I have not heard of that one. That's a new one on me.
Yeah.
Now, you know, the purpose of ethanol in the fuel really is to help stretch out the fuel a little bit. It's supposed to. It's supposed to help act as a bit of a cleaner. And it's, my opinion, really, it's anything over 10% ethanol, it's snake oil. But what the ethanol will do is alcohol will act as an emulsifier between water moisture and the fuel. And it will actually allow any small amounts of water moisture that's in the tank, the alcohol will bond with it and bond it with the fuel so that it can be burned through the engine without killing the engine. So alcohol actually helps to remove water from the fuel, tiny amounts.
Oh, I just handed my iPhone to Rick, and
carbon deposits.
And ChatGPT has some bad things to say about carbon. It's apparently causes some issues, so I'd be leery of using that.
Yeah, no, I agree with ChatGPT there. I don't like the sound of that. Now, bear in mind, carbon deposits can cause a car to run rough and cause your engine to run rough because it'll actually, the carbon building up on the valves and like on the intake manifold and places inside there. And even the carbon buildup in the cylinders can start to absorb some of the fuel going in. So your car doesn't get all the fuel into the cylinders to burn it. But when you take your car out for a nice long highway drive, 90% of that carbon buildup is going to break loose because of the heat and the pounding of the engine. And those deposits, in most cases, will start to break loose and get burned up through the engine. So that's another reason why exercising your car is one of the best things for it.
I always thought that the ethanol kind of broke down real quicker than regular fuel, and that's the reason why I use the Startron. Is that not true?
No, it's
Okay.
ethanol fuel is completely safe. Again, leaving a car sitting for 6 months is really not too good for it.
Yeah, I know.
But it's a lot of us, or some folks, that's just the way they have to do it. So
Right.
if you don't have someone that can come over and at least just start the car and let it run for a little while once each month, or take it out for a good test drive, someone you trust, then, you do the best you can. Just run the tank. I know some people recommend fill it all the way up. Some recommend empty it down. I would just check opinions on the internet and see what feels best to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
877-960-9960. You can also text us at 772-497-6530. And Earl has some interesting news later on in the show from California. And I'm sure you're all familiar with Governor Gavin Newsom. And it is very interesting news, so you want to stay tuned for that. Also, I mentioned at the top of the show the West Palm Beach Nissan Mystery Shopping Report. You'll need the number 772-497-6530 in order to vote with us on that Mystery Shopping Report. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, car payments are sky high right now, so it's very important that you do your homework. Check on the model, the price, incentives, financing, everything before you go into the dealership, if you have to go into the dealership, which you don't. Knowledge is power, and it's right in front of you on your computer. We are going to go to John in Palm City. Good morning, John.
Good morning. I'm sorry I missed the last live show. I was on vacation, and I heard that Marty was on asking for me. And the good news is that Napleton is no longer at that dealership. They changed hands. Thank God for that.
Well, I didn't know that. That's great news.
We didn't know that,
Yes.
John.
Yes, that's what I heard. I heard that.
What was your source?
They said that. Didn't they say it on the radio when I was on vacation?
I believe so. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was told by my friend. But anyhow, I have a question for Rick. How many years ago did you entered the car repair world? About?
Let's see. I actually started working on cars. Now, if you want to talk just professional level,
Yes.
1994.
Okay. What I want to ask you, originally, it was, your source was not, there was no internet, there was no videos and different sources to learn.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably from the book or just learning as an apprentice. Am I right? Mainly.
My deities, the ones that I worshipped, Chilton, Haynes, several others like that, and even Car Repair for Dummies.
Okay.
I love the Great American Bookstore, and I would find auto repair manuals everywhere, and just search through them for whatever I needed.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I still have the Thompson Repair Manual, 1936 to 1956. The reason I had to learn, I was 14 years old, and a woman gave me for nothing, if I cleaned out her garage, a friend of my mom's, a 38 Lincoln Zephyr, four-door sedan, and frozen engine. So they warned me. The woman said to me, I'll let you know, that my mechanic said the engine is seized completely, so I'm still giving you a no charge for your services, and that's how I learned. I took a year and a half to rebuild the engine. I had to get a guy in. I didn't want to take the block out. That's a long story, but he honed the cylinders, and it was really of a bombing engine. That wasn't the good K engine that Lincoln had. That was a small V12. Pistons were like the size of a 50-cent piece. But anyhow, that's how I learned. And it was Thompson Auto Repair Manual. You mentioned the others, Chilton. Many companies made the books, and that's how you learn.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the old school. So probably Earl himself, when he wanted to learn something about it, was all through the books or library or at the dealership, with his dad.
That's right.
But, yes, but what I want to mention, talk about the old days. Earl talked about what dealers used to pull way back when, and Earl himself was involved, but I don't think he ever heard of this one. When I lived up north, a dealer in Massachusetts, in order to get people to buy the cars from him, he worked with a salvage yard, and we went with the salvage yard, late model cars that were totally wrecked and went to the crushers. He took the titles, the ownership, on he put it in his books. There's a Pontiac dealer now, and gave people credit, sales tax credit, as a trade-in, which was a bogus, because there was no trade. So I don't know if Earl ever heard of that one. But guess what? Later on, it all backfired him when one of the customers that he sold the car to, it was a Pontiac convertible, and the roof was leaking, the convertible roof, and he bought it in many times, and they didn't fix it, the leaks. So he got so angry, he went to the motor vehicle authorities and turned them in. But guess what? It backfired on him, because when he bought his car from them, he had to pay the full sales tax. So it was one that I don't think Earl knew was how popular it was.
Yeah.
But this particular dealer naturally not only lost his franchise, but this guy that was angry at him that they wouldn't fix under warranty properly the leak in the Pontiac. By the way, it was a Bonneville convertible.
Oh.
And he was so angry at him, one day he took the car in the service area and took his keys and left the car there and caused chaos and confusion because nobody could move. So it just shows you problems that people have had and tricks that dealer pulled. But I don't think any of them were as bad as some of these South Florida dealers. And I'm so glad that Napleton is gone with the win.
Yeah, I love those old stories because, I got a lot of them myself. And when I look back on those days, it sounds funny and we laugh at it, but that's because it was a long time ago. When you lived it and you're a customer, it was really pretty bad back there. But all the stories of car salespeople throwing the keys up on the roof, that actually happened. Setting odometers back was standard operating procedure. We had a guy, his name was Ed Zuck, and he would go around from dealership to dealership in Palm Beach County, and that's where he earned his living. Everybody knew about it. He'd come to used car lot. He'd say, what do you want me to do today? He'd say, well, we got that Oldsmobile and that Buick and that whatever. Set the odometers back 3,000 miles on that one, 20,000 miles on that one. And we paid him, and then we sold the car with we call it a clocked odometer. We sold it to a customer. So we're doing it. How terrible is that? Today, you'd go to jail for it.
Well, it was going on in New York.
Yeah.
And Penske now has the dealership that it was taken away because they were setting clocks back on used Cadillacs.
Yeah.
So nothing new. But did you ever hear that one about sales tax?
No, I didn't. But we had a dealer in Delray, a used car dealer, Delray, Florida, who for at least 5 or 10 years sold cars and never paid any sales tax to the state.
Wow.
And one of my best friends came into me and said, you gave me a really good price on this car, but the dealer in Delray sold it to me for $1,000 less. And I said, that's impossible. I said, I was selling it. I looked into it, and sure enough, I never understood at that time how he could do it. And then a few months later, the dealer was arrested and went to jail, and selling cars without. John, we're both talking too much. So
Yes, yes,
thanks for the
okay.
call. We need to turn
All
the
right.
show
Thank
back
you,
over
guys.
to
Thank you
Nancy.
for being back. Thank you.
Our number is 877-960-9960. You can text us at 772-497-6530. And remember that mystery shopping report from West Palm Beach Nissan, another Terry Taylor ownership. And I have some good news, and that is that the sales and service teams appear to be, doing a great job. And we need some good news. As I said earlier, your car payment is sky high, and it's going to be even worse. And doing your homework is it's imperative that you do your homework and you just check everything. As I mentioned earlier, the model, everything that financing, everything before you go into the dealership. Again, that number is 877-960-9960. Let's go to George, who's giving us a call from Pennsylvania. Well, welcome.
Hey, George.
How you doing,
Hi,
George?
how you doing? We're doing fine. Hey, I have a question for Rick and a shout out for my dealer.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm doing fine. Hey, Rick, I have a 2024 Camry. It just turned 12,000 miles over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I drove it for 500 miles into Virginia and back. It months ago, developed a tick. It was intermittent, and it became more prevalent. It's not dependent on engine speed, nothing. So this is where the dealer comes in, but I have a question. I took it to my dealer on Tuesday. They called me Wednesday, and I have a burnt rod bearing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they said. My oil changes. I do it myself, but I do it at mileage-wise, it's 5,000 miles, and age-wise, it's every 6 months.
Okay.
But I wondered, my question, and now the dealer, they're great. It's Fitzgerald Toyota, Chambersburg. They're great. They're going. The car's at the shop waiting on a new engine right now.
Yeah,
But-
12,000,
But
100% warranty.
yeah, but my thing is, guy had no answer the last time I talked to him. But if it's a burnt rod bearing and everything in there's turning at different RPMs, it was a constant tick. It didn't increase or decrease with speed or anything. That sort of baffles me. Do you have any insight?
That is odd that it would say constant like that, because obviously the connecting rod is absolutely going to be changing speed on the speed of the engine, because it's bouncing up and down. I mean,
Right.
this is basically the device that changes the up and down motion of the piston into the circular motion of the of the crankshaft. So the fact that it was only doing it just continuous but without changing with engine speed, wow.
I know.
I'm wondering how they would
I
have linked that down to being a connecting rod bearing. Obviously, they disassembled the engine and they found some damage.
Yeah.
Um,
They dropped the oil pan and started to look after talking to somebody at Toyota Inc.
Yeah. Well, once you lower the oil pan to where you can visually see the connecting rods for the most part, you can tell quickly by discoloration on the rod itself. You'll see a discoloration that tells you there's a problem with that rod or the bearing. Yeah, but all I can guess is a minor issue in the factory somewhere, and somehow a bad bearing got through. odds are you're never going to have that issue again because, of course, they've probably made, 500,000 bearings since then or 500,000 connecting rods since then.
Yeah.
So the odds that you would ever see that happen again are astronomical.
That's crazy because, like I said, I put 600 miles on the car down into Virginia and back, and the car just ran absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's hear it for the Japanese engineering then. If you've got a car that with a bad bearing in the motor can still run a 600-mile drive and run beautifully for you. I mean, that to me is impressive. But yeah, I'm glad they're taking care of it for you, and hopefully they've got you a rental car for the time while it's getting taken care of.
Yep, sure do.
Excellent. That's the sign of a good dealership. They're standing by their customers.
Yeah, I just checked that with ChatGPT, by the way, and they did a chat. They moved with the speed of light, and Chat said that there's no record or any mention of such a issue, and it was just a black swan event. Just
a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, a piece of dirt blocked an oil passage. I mean, who knows?
Yep.
So.
Well,
Okay.
I'm glad they're taking care of that for you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thank you for calling.
877-960-9960. You can text us at 772-497-6530. And I gotta have to remind you, ladies, in this male-dominated industry, you've got to let your voice be heard. Know what you can afford before you even walk into the dealership, before you even set foot on the lot. You have to take ownership of what you need, what you want, and you must let your voice be heard. This morning, I'm offering you $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. Give us a call toll free at 877-960-9960. And remember our mystery shopping report from West Palm Beach Nissan? You can text us with your vote at 772-497-6530. We are going to go to John in West Palm Beach. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Got a chance to call early this week and get to the radio station to hear you guys. I wanted to share something that I learned about 2 weeks ago about my car. It's a Tesla. I've had Teslas for 3 years now. But the one thing I did not realize, I don't have full drive. I don't have FSD. All I have is the cruise control.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not realize that I can put cruise control on in stop-and-go traffic on 95 and not have to do anything.
Yeah.
I always thought of it, like the older cars, any other car, you got cruise control and it turns off.
Yeah.
Whereas this, the Tesla, it just goes ahead and follows the traffic. The car in front of you goes and stops. And,
makes you a little nervous the first few times, doesn't it?
No, it didn't, but because it always kept that. I've got it set for like 6 feet, following 6 feet with the car in front.
Yeah.
It just sometimes when when traffic starts to pick up like to 20 or 30, and then someone cuts into that 6 feet and the car puts the brakes on.
Yeah, it's really amazing. You sound a little bit like me. I love high tech, and to see it put into 3-dimension real world. Every time I get in I'm driving a Cybertruck now, and every time I get in the Cybertruck or we get in Nancy's, she's driving the Plaid, Tesla Plaid. They're just it's like going to a movie because the cameras see everything, and we can put it on hurry, or we can put it on chill, which is slow, or just standard, and our autonomous vehicles will get us anywhere we want to go faster and safer than we can drive ourselves. So you're just seeing the beginning of it. If you ever get up into FSD, you'll see what I'm talking about.
And John, do you have any idea how many cameras I have in the Plaid?
No. Don't you have 8? or 9?
8, yeah.
8.
Yeah.
And the cabin. So if I put on my dark glasses, I get a little beep. And if I don't have my hand on the wheel, I get a little beep. It demands your attention. But eventually that won't be. I mean, eventually it will be so safe that they don't really require that. But that's the way it is today.
Yeah, that little camera in the cabin, even though you can't look at it from security cameras when you're on your phone,
Yeah.
if you don't have the FSD,
Right.
it still monitors your eyes. Because
Yeah.
I know that when I'm driving, if I'm looking at the radio for too long,
Yeah.
or the screen,
Yeah, autonomous just doesn't
your eyes
like
on the road.
sunglasses. They don't like if you have to wear a brace on your wrist. They don't like anything on your hands. It's a very sensitive system, and it will alert you that you have broken the rules.
Well, the one thing that I did mention to the listeners before, as far as the cameras, is you do have a personal security system when the car's parked, and that
Sure.
had gone to Orlando for something with my kids. I woke up in the morning early and went downstairs. The police asked me if I have a pickup truck. I said no. Why? I said I have a Tesla, and he said, well, all the pickup trucks got broken into because they were looking for guns. And I thought, oh, okay. So then I thought, I started thinking. I got my car. I always pull back into spaces. I said, well, let me pull up the cameras and see what was recorded throughout the night,
Oh.
and share it with them what I had found. And same thing while driving. Everything's always being recorded. If I see an accident, I'm going to go ahead and record right there and share with the officer. Hey, listen, I've got it recorded.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's a wave of the future. Everybody's going to be driving the car like that before long.
Well, I had heard somewhere that you and I, if we sign up for this something, or I think it's from your show, I heard, that we could get paid if we let them get into our system and grab everything, everything that the cameras pick up, so it helps with the self-driving. Downloading all that information to load into their computers, into, Tesla's computer, the AI and all that.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about being paid, but I do know that they do, and I think you can request that they don't do it. But the default setting when you buy an FSD Tesla is that everything you do is going into their quantum computer. So picture tens of millions of Teslas all over the world. Every time they go anywhere, all the information of passing, stopping, emergency stops, parking, tens of millions of this, and you multiply that by, how many times how many feet of video do they take every day, and that's a massive amount of data. And as it collects it in their quantum computers, their FSD system gets better and better and better. So it's just a matter of probably a couple of years before they're so perfect, and they'll never be perfect, but they're so near perfection that they're far safer than a human driver.
Yeah. Well, and that's it for me. You guys have a great week. Glad to hear you're back on the show. I mean, you're back live.
Thank you so
if
much.
I could make a suggestion, if you could give that warning, like when your show is offline,
Yeah.
and you're running a rerun,
Yeah.
can you put more things saying that it's a rerun?
I hear you.
Sometimes
I hear you.
they're for
I hear
20
you.
minutes and not realize it's a rerun.
Yeah, Iggy is in the studio with us, and he probably can come up with what we could do. But I totally agree with you. I feel really bad about people that think we're
Yeah.
live and we're not.
And John,
Oh.
we're trying to fine tune it, so to speak. And Iggy is on board. He's doing a fabulous job, and he's going to come up with maybe a better way, maybe stay with what he's been doing. But I have to tell you that Earl and I, when we decide that we just can't come into the studio, it breaks our heart. It truly does, because we do enjoy the show. We do enjoy doing a live show.
Maybe the simplest solution is that when someone tries to call into the show and they don't realize it's not live, maybe instead of letting it ring and ring and ring and ring and nothing, maybe there could be a little message in when you call up.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's fabulous. That's a fantastic. Iggy, do you think it's a good idea? We could do that. We have Jeremy in the control room who does a fantastic job also. But as I always say every week, the listeners, the callers, all of you, you make the show. So thank you for those suggestions, John, and we'll work on it.
Oh, you're welcome. Because the reason I come in halfway through the show, because on Saturdays I'm at Bible study, and then sometimes I leave Bible study to come hear you guys.
You could come in? Okay, great. We'll take you up on that. We need all the help we can get.
And I always miss whether or not the show's live or not. But anyway, you guys have a great week.
Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend, John. Thanks for listening to the show, and thanks for calling in. Our number here is 877-960-9960, and our text number is 772-497-6530. And don't forget, youranonymousfeedback.com. Ladies, $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. Let us know how your deal went. Let us know how you feel about the show. Call and just say hello. $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. Now back to the recovering car dealer.
That call, it proves that we're not BSing you folks when we say you make the show. And another thing that I throw out that people say, oh, yeah, we learn as much or more from you than you learn from us. So here's a guy likes the show and is a great caller. And he just gave us a great suggestion that we should have thought of a long time ago. I see no reason why.
That's a no-brainer.
I see, and we have to clear it with the station owner, of course, but people call in. Instead of letting the phone ring and not answer it, there should be an answer machine that says, we're sorry, this is a rerun show, and we appreciate your call, and we think they'll be live next week.
And it would eliminate a lot of calls that I receive on my cell phone.
Yeah.
Are you doing a live show? Why didn't you tell us that you're doing a rerun?
So that's why we like you to call. We're not kidding you. We learn from you at least as much as you learn from us. We like to think we're helpful to you, but you're very, very helpful to us.
Yeah, you make the show, guys. You truly do. And we so appreciate you and have for the last 21 years. Been a long time. So you're an extremely important part of the show. And it goes without saying, I never get tired of telling the audience how we feel about you. So stay tuned. Take a look at the mystery shopping report at the, I'm going to say about 9:30. It's from West Palm Beach Nissan, and it's a very interesting mystery shopping report. And we have a lot to get to on as far as Amazon is concerned. Earl is going to talk about that. And I was also, Earl's going to talk about the governor of California and what he is doing to, help the consumer. Back to the recovering car dealer.
Well, as long as you mentioned the governor of California, that is, a lot of people kid people from California, and there are a bunch of nuts out there, and they kid them.
Are you talking about my sister?
Well, no. But California is controversial, let's put it that way. And it's always kind of, the fact of the matter is, it's always been a trendsetter. And when something is considered radical, you can look at it 2 ways. One is just flat nutty, and the other way is maybe they're ahead of their time. But I got to hand it to the governor of California. His name is Gavin Newsom. I don't know him, but he vetoed a bill that everyone was confident was going to go through that added an increase to the dealer junk fees in California. The dealers in California had lobbied the legislature so much. I wrote a letter to the governor and to help support the bill, or actually to defeat the bill to raise the junk fees, and the bill passed, and the governor vetoed it. So I don't care what you think about Californians or Governor Newsom. He had the courage to stand up to the car dealer lobby. And the automobile dealer lobby, I'm telling you, they pulled out all the stops to get that bill through. And he vetoed it. So we got 49 other states. You governors out there, care about your people. Care about the car buyers. Virtually all your voters are car buyers. And virtually all of your car buyer voters are getting screwed when they buy a car from your dealers because they're adding junk fees to the advertised price. So you heard about the Combating Auto Retail Scams Act, the FTC, Combating Auto Retail Scams, CARS, or, yeah, what is it, CC, yeah, for short.
California Combating Auto Retail
Yeah.
Scams Act. It went into law on October the 6th, right?
In October, in California.
Yeah.
So if we got any listeners in California out there, I'd love to have you call and tell us about that. But you got, at least for this, you got one hell of a governor, and it took a lot of courage. He might not get reelected as a result of this because the auto dealers, they got a lot of money. I mean, trust me. And they spend a lot of money on donations to their organizations, and the organizations pour that money into politicians when they get elected. In Florida, for example, if you want to be attorney general or you want to be governor, if you don't have car dealer support, you can't get elected. So I just kudos to California on this particular deal, and I wish some of the other states would listen. Do we have any more callers now? 877-960-9960. 877-960-9960. And we also...
And you can text us at 772-497-6530. Don't forget, ladies, we're waiting to hear from you. $50 for the first two new lady callers. Back to the recovering car dealer.
I was going to talk about buying a used car. And everybody knows that buying a used car is even scarier than buying a new car. I mean, you just don't know. And Rick will tell you that if you're going to buy a used car, have your mechanic check it out. I don't care if it's certified. I don't care if it looks like $1 million. There are so many things that can go wrong with a used car. It could have a fake title. So the most important thing, forget about all the labels and certifications and the rest of it. Take it to a good mechanic and have the vehicle checked out from top to bottom. It'll cost you a couple $100, maybe less, maybe a little more. But by God, that car will run for you for 4 or 5 years, and you won't have a problem. A good mechanic can tell a good car from a bad car. So if you're going to buy one, there's no outfit out there, in my opinion, better to buy from than Cars, and that's CarMax. CarMax is they wrote the book. It was interesting because a lot of the car dealers right now are struggling with used cars, and it's a difficult business. I mean, I sell used cars, and I have a Toyota dealership. It's easy to sell Toyotas, new cars. It's difficult to be successful selling used cars. CarMax, for many years, has been the leader And the funny thing is, the prices on cars at CarMax are not real bargains. They're not, but they also don't take advantage of you. You pay them a profit, and dealers are entitled to a fair profit. Well, there was the thing about CarMax is there's no hanky-panky. The price you see is the price you get. They have a small dealer fee. Compared to other dealers, it's very small. All this is revealed up front when you buy the vehicle. And they also have a guarantee to take the car back in if the car is not what they represent it to be. The treatment when you go into CarMax is red glove. I mean, they really take care of you. There's no pressure. If you don't buy now, the price will go up tomorrow. The price they give you on your trade-in is not only the price they'll give you on the trade-in, it's the price they'll pay you. And they give you that price, it's good for a week. I'll buy your car. So CarMax is not only a good place to buy a car, it's a good place to sell your car. You go to a car dealership and you want to trade your car in, he gives you a number, a price. You should always compare that with CarMax, and for that matter, with 2 or 3 other sources that buy cars online. It's a seller's market right now for used cars. But if you got to buy one, you can't do better than CarMax. 877, Rick's got a point.
My wife and I have actually decided to downsize a little bit, and I'm planning on selling my pickup. And I've already did, just for the fun of it, went on Carvana just to get a base idea of the value. And I'm planning on hitting CarMax, our own dealership, just for the fun of it. And then going to a few different dealerships and just, like you say, I got an extra car. Here's what it is. You look at it. You tell me what you give me, but you got one chance to give me an offer. And if it's the best, I'll be back. If not, there's your chance.
Well, how I got to ask you this. How are your prices vary so far?
Well, I've only gotten just the Carvana one online.
Yeah, Carvana, by the way, is outstanding. So.
Yeah, and it was just kind of, and I was very honest. The paint on my truck is in horrible condition, and it is an older truck. It's 12 years old with 190,000 miles on it, but it's in excellent shape. Tires are almost brand new, and it's got a few upgrades like an aftermarket stereo with the CarPlay and all that navigation.
Yeah.
Dual dash cam that I'm leaving in it. So it's got all the toys and features there. And they gave me an online offer of $7,400. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to, starting on Monday, I'm going to go around and hit a few places.
Oh, that's great.
And see what I can get for an offer. So
oh, that's great. Well, you'll be like our mystery seller.
That was something I was thinking. It might be an interesting thing that
I think
we can
that's a great
run this
idea.
out.
The thing I used to do years ago in the dealership to make my used car manager and all the other people in the dealership that appraise cars feel humble is I'd have a meeting and I would take a car out of the service department, a customer's car, and with the customer's permission, and I would have it in the drive. And at the meeting, I would have each of my managers go out and appraise the vehicle, and then they'd write the price of their appraisal down, and they would give it to me. And they couldn't tell the other appraisers, so they'd go out. And at the end, I have 5 or 6 people I'd have do that. And then I would take the pieces of paper and I would read the appraisals from 5 professionals. These are my managers, supposedly know what they're doing, and they've been appraising cars for years. And I don't ever remember a meeting where the variance was less than $2,000.
Wow.
So even if you are not worried about someone taking advantage of you when you get your car appraised, there's the fact that the appraiser just doesn't know what he's doing. So, and I don't mean that literally. I'm trying to say that even in a good dealership, they might mean to give you a good price, but if you go to another dealership, maybe the manager likes that particular vehicle more, or he just didn't do his homework, or he makes a mistake, you'll have a lot of fun doing this. You got Carvana, you got WeBuyAnyCar.com, you use 2 or 3 online sources, and then also 2 or 3 dealerships.
Oh yeah,
It'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be. I may stretch this out for a week or two.
Yeah.
To really check a bunch of places.
Yeah.
And keep track of what each one says. And of course, if somebody offers me a stupid amount, sorry, I'm on jumping.
And Rick, I think that the caveat here is it sounds like as if that you're not in a rush. So
I'm not,
you've got
yeah.
some. Not only are you not in a rush, which is a plus, because there are
Yep.
a lot of people who are in a rush, and guess what? The deal doesn't work out very well for them.
Yeah.
Also, I want to mention that there was a time whenever I made up a contract and I provided it with the public, and it was called the out the door price. And I don't know whether Earl recalls that or not, but it was quite popular. The out the door price. And it was very important for the person who was just going to be in a rush, unlike you, and want to either purchase a vehicle or they wanted to get rid of their used vehicle like you.
Yep.
So you have a 12-year-old truck, and I believe it's the F-150?
No, I don't drive Fords. Well, at least I wouldn't drive a newer one. No, mine's a 2013 Tacoma. The TRD Sport package
Okay.
with the factory. Actually, the wheels on mine are factory aluminum from a 2000 truck, or 2012 20 truck, 2020, which a customer was putting custom wheels on their truck, and so I bought their wheels and tires for a few $100s, and got much better looking factory rims on my truck. So it's kind of interesting that way.
Yeah.
And
So,
I've added a
folks,
few
you
little
just
toys
heard
here
what
and
Rick
there.
said. He's got a vehicle.
And it's been maintained,
I
in our
can
shop
I can confirm
like
that it's
crazy,
been
but-
maintained like a child.
Yeah, that's been my baby.
It is in pristine.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable how he takes care of his vehicle.
Well,
he
and right
us
now, any Tacoma pickup is. I looked online a bunch of them for places selling them, and they're so rare, hard to find.
So you have an
So
advantage.
I've got a chance to get a decent
Yeah.
price out of this thing.
Great
But
news.
yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with this.
Yeah, absolutely. So you heard it here, folks. That number is 772. Well, the fax number is 772-497-6530. You can call us at 877-960-9960. Ladies, $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. We are going to go to Michelle, who is a first-time caller. Good morning, Michelle, and welcome.
Hi, I have a question. I have a 2010 Volvo S80.
Michelle, let me interrupt you.
and-
You just won yourself $50 for being a first-time caller. When we're finished
Oh, my
talking,
gosh.
if you could stay on the line and give Jeremy your contact information, I would appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's awesome. So my car, I was driving it the other day, and it's telling me to reduce speed and shift up. And I don't have a shift. It's an automatic. I'm just wondering if you would possibly know what the issue can be.
To reset your shift?
Rick will
Now,
take care of
what
that
did the
for you.
message say?
It's saying reduce speed and shift up. Like I can go like to 40 miles per hour, and then it's telling me to reduce speed and shift gears.
Okay,
I'm
and
assuming they're talking about in neutral.
what car are you driving?
2010 Volvo F80 3.2.
Okay, and is this a manual transmission?
Nope.
It's automatic.
Automatic,
That's why
and
I
it's
don't
telling you to
understand.
shift gears.
Well, I can tell you, you got a
Yeah,
transmission problem.
That sounds
Okay.
likely. That sounds like something you would definitely want to get into a Volvo dealer. Unfortunately, that's European cars are a one thing where I am very, very ignorant and lacking on experience.
So you failed Swedish in high school.
I didn't even try the second version of it, but yeah, it's actually true because Stu and I went to high school together. But yeah, Volvo cars
Yeah, I got an A+. Yeah.
can be such odd creatures. For it to
Yeah.
be telling you to
And that-
shift an automatic, I definitely would be heading for a Volvo
Computer.
dealership
Yeah.
at that point.
I need to plug it in.
I think
Yep.
they're referring. I think they want me to put it in neutral. The car wants me to put it in neutral because it's revving really high after I get past 40. And unfortunately, that car that year was made with two different engines, and mine's the harder engine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and that sounds almost like the transmission is slipping.
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah.
wrong gear. But you can drive up to 40 miles per hour before you get any messages or.
It's about 40. Yeah, it's about 40.
Okay. Well, drive at a
very
low
odd.
speed,
We've
make
got
an
the
appointment.
answer for you here from
Oh.
ChatGPT.
Here we go.
And Rick will explain it to you.
Ooh, now I'm seeing carbon buildup still.
Well, here, give it to me. We got the
Michelle.
answer for you.
Yeah, I
Plug
think
it,
for that one,
take it to the Volvo dealership
Yeah.
and have them plug in their scan tool. They'll do that, and it will tell them what's wrong with the transmission, probably.
And Michelle,
Hopefully you're
I
under
guess
warranty.
she went through all of the, checking transmission, the transmission filter, all the steps.
Okay, we got
Well, thank
Rick
you.
here.
Yeah, I
with
think,
a strange
I
look
guess
on his
we're all
face.
talking on top of
And-
each
and,
other.
yeah.
And Iggy said yes. Sorry, Iggy. That's what happens here.
We're trying to get an answer for you, and Rick is.
Michelle, the answer is to
Making
take it to the
faces at
Volvo
me.
dealer and have it plugged in at
Yeah,
the
I
service
got it.
department. Okay. But they want to tell you the technical
Yeah.
details according to the genius.
I'll tell you
of
what,
artificial intelligence.
Michelle, ChatGPT definitely says, to avoid any hard driving.
Rick has had a stroke, and he can't talk. So I'm gonna take.
I was just waiting for a clearer moment here, but Earl, I'm going to tell you here, ChatGPT is totally wrong
Okay.
because it says you may see this behavior shift recommended in a Volvo, and usually this is normal. No, I think it's completely abnormal
How much you
for
want to
what
bet?
she's describing.
I'll bet.
I agree.
I'm with Rick.
I got
agree.
$70 cash
And
in my
Michelle.
pocket that I'll put down right now, but if the
I'm
car is
looking at
over
my
revving at
sister.
40 miles an hour, there's definitely an issue going on in there.
because everybody else doesn't have any faith in ChatGPT. I'll tell you, it's the way they communicate this to you is poor, and they need to correct this. But it's just saying if the display shows a little plus sign or an arrow while you're driving in economy mode, it's simply the system suggesting an earlier upshift to maximize fuel economy. Nothing to worry about.
Except for you can't upshift in an automatic.
Okay, now I'm going to throw another direction here.
I
Donovan,
tried asking the car too. I tried asking the car, like, what do you want me to do? I'm looking at the shifter going. I have like 5 options: park, drive, neutral.
Yeah, I think you got one option. Take it to
here's-
the Volvo dealer and have them plug it in.
here's a different one. Donovan from YouTube, this guy knows cars. I got to meet this guy one day. We got to sit down and have lunch, Donovan, because he says for the caller, you need to change all the coil packs. It's not the transmission. 2010 Volvo S80, reduced speed, shift up. This is a common issue as the cars age. Change the coil packs. It's nothing to do with the transmission.
Easy peasy.
I
Well,
honestly,
thank you, John.
I would trust Donovan.
Right.
He says find a European-centric independent repair shop. Or Mark actually is recommending that, but I would definitely trust Donovan's
What year is this
opinion
car?
here.
What year is this car, Michelle?
2010. It's old.
It's a
Okay, all right.
2010.
And that's
Go with
exactly
Don-
the
go with
one
Donovan,
he is
all right, yeah.
stating.
What
has
model
this
Volvo
issue.
is it?
S80 3.2. It's actually been a great car up until now, and I don't want to say it's not great because I don't want it to get back at me.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
If I were you, I would follow Donovan's advice here. I would try it for the cost of the coil packs. I would put
Right.
4 coil packs on it and try that. I trust Donovan,
I do too.
and
I
I
do
got a
too.
gut
Donovan,
feeling
too.
that he's got this dead on.
Yeah, that's an easier fix.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trust Donovan too. Thank you, guys. I
Okay, hey,
appreciate you.
Michelle, do you want Donovan's
Yes.
phone number?
Oh, sure.
No,
Hey,
you can just
hey,
jump on the
Michelle.
YouTube stream and
That's
you can
my
chat
sense
there.
of humor. Michelle, thank you so much for supporting
you.
my platform. It's extremely important,
you.
Michelle. Please spread the word. The ladies are
I will.
extremely important. We have a lot of financial power in this male dominated industry. Leave Jeremy your contact information. He'll give it to me, and I'll send you that check.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. And
Thank
guys
you
have
for
a great
calling.
day.
Spread the word, Michelle. 877-960-9960, and you can text us at 772-497-6530. And you can also take advantage of your anonymous feedback.com. I am so excited that I have my November-December 2025 consumer report. And in it, they have a new car buying guide. That's so exciting because it'll save you so much money. And if you didn't pick it up, you should. And also the September-October guide has, guess what? Auto recalls. And boy, I'll tell you what, that auto recall guide is interesting. So you want to pick up that consumer
Nancy.
report. We're going to go to
Real quick, I just want to touch on the recalls. I don't know if this is in the news coming up, but Toyota, we just got a big announcement, a big recall on backup cameras. And it doesn't sound serious,
Really?
but the issue is on several models, the backup camera image can freeze. And obviously that's no good if you're moving, right?
Yes.
So I don't have the specifics right here. I'll try and get it to the show, but I know we have a caller waiting, and I'd like to maybe read those vehicles out. Even though you should be getting notices, but as we know on this show, Dad, how many people respond to the recall notices? Not many.
But hey, folks,
He's still trying to solve the
safety
transmission
thing,
problem over there.
Even if you do have backup camera and use it, still use your other mirrors as well and look around. Twist your
Always.
head and look around. Don't
always.
trust just the
I
camera.
have 8 cameras.
Yep.
I'm always looking around. Stu, the
You got it.
information you just shared with the audience, what consumer report did you get that from what I'm holding, or did you get that online?
This is neither. This is a direct communication from Toyota to Toyota dealers. So this is an announcement letting us know what's coming right now. So I'm not even sure if it's public. So that's what's kind of cool. Here we go. It was announced yesterday afternoon at 5:15 p.m. Friday at 5:15.
Oh boy.
Anyway, it involves, oh gosh, this is not the actual, here it is. This one involves BZ4X, Camry, Crown, Grand Highlander, Land Cruiser, RAV4, Sienna, and Venza models. It also includes Lexus ESGX, LC, LS, LX, NX, RX, RZ, and TX models. So I don't have the details on the years, but I believe they're all 24s or 25s.
Okay. I think that Stu is going to look into that further, but we do have to get to Frank, and Rick may have something to add to that also. But Frank has been holding from Jupiter Farms. Good morning, Frank.
Well, good morning. Good morning. And very patiently, may I add.
Yes, you
Good.
are.
20-minute hold.
Hey,
Well, I'm so excited because, one, you're live on the show again, but I figured out some technology. I went on YouTube. I actually see your faces, and I go, look, you left Florida to go up north for the foliage count. That's beautiful, the leaves in the background. But
We're actually outside right now. We're in New Hampshire.
yeah, that's why I got my sweater on.
Oh, he's
I saw
cold.
that.
You got your
He's a
sweater on.
Floridian. he's got his shirt and his T-shirt. He's got double layers.
And I'm wearing flip-flops. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Are you in the witness protection plan, Stu? Because you don't look like anything. I remember seeing you with that beard and everything.
When's the last time you saw
He's
me?
incognito.
Yeah. Anyway, real quick, as far as that Volvo, let me just throw my 2 cents of advice of why that transmission is trying to tell you upshift. Possibly, and I'm not sure about the Volvo, but sometimes when you have your automatic, like with my Ford pickup truck, I can put it like in manual shifting, with automatic, and
Right.
if it's stuck in a gear, that tells you to get out of the gear.
Yeah.
That's what
One of the plus things.
ChatGPT said. So
Sport shifting.
That's not unusual. There,
Yeah, it's
Volvo's
just a
not the
thought.
only vehicle that does that.
Yeah, so that was a thought.
Yeah,
The
I
other
think
thing,
I
too,
think Michelle said she didn't have the ability to do that on her shifter, so maybe that one didn't have the sport shifter. But yeah, that thing I use it. I use it to slow down, like I was driving, like downshifting, without putting my brake lights on.
That's called engine braking.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
yeah. But two quick things. I'm trying to get some of my friends, especially the women, to call in about some of the problems they're having with General Motors, with their batteries just stopping in the middle of nowhere. It's like in an intersection over at Terramarsh Grove, there on US 1 in Juno Beach, right south of Donald Ross. A couple of the workers there, they've had some General Motor products that they just stopped. One stopped the other day in Abacoa, and the tow truck driver says, "You're the sixth tow I had. When the battery gives up, it just gives up. There's got to have a recall. Something's going on."
Wow.
But I'll have them call you directly and give you all the details. And the other thing with Rick, with his truck selling like that, I go, what a great, because several months ago I decided to upgrade from my Mercedes E350, Mercedes-Benz 212, that was in fabulous condition. And 3 or 4 of the dealers, the max they were going to give me was $3,000. And this had all new Michelin tires and 120,000 miles. And luckily, your friends at the Lexus dealer there in Palm Beach, they threw another 5,000 more on top of it. So instead of being
JM?
3,000 trade-ins, it became no, it
Palm
was
Beach, Palm Beach, yeah.
Palm Beach, yeah, Lexus. The lady that runs it, she knows you guys very well.
Yeah.
They think highly of you. Well,
They
yeah,
think highly of them?
Yeah, they're good.
JM's
And one last, yeah.
Go ahead.
And one last thing for my wife's Audi. We're still trying to get the leather seat replaced. Even though they said we were going to do that several months ago, supposedly the parts have not come in from Audi rather.
Right.
I don't know how long that's going to take. So
You
But
got
we
it in
shall
writing,
see.
right, Frank?
Yeah, well, more verbal than anything else. But I tell you one thing that did help. I was sitting there when we were discussing things, and I used your advice, what Earl told us. I used, the nice approach and everything else. And but when I mentioned something about Earl Stewart, all of a sudden the first thing they go, "Oh, you mean the guy with the red telephone?" And I go, "Well, he's been around." So Earl is very well known, but we shall see how it all works out.
Yes, they should see him right now. He's got his red telephone in his hand.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Frank, are
Anyway,
you
we're
coming
back.
to the anniversary party?
No, when is that? I didn't hear about that. I've been down in town for several weeks.
That'll be on November the 18th. It starts at 5:30.
You guys better
Wow.
be
And
there.
where-
It's at the
No, where's
dealership,
that
yeah.
gonna be?
You haven't heard
He's
about
been-
the
he's been out of town.
50th?
We went out of the country. I was in New York. I was hoping to do a mystery shopping report.
Oh, that's
We were on
that's
two
that's America,
back-to-back
Frank.
cruises.
That's in the United States.
Oh,
it doesn't seem like
no,
it
no.
sometimes.
I mean, we went on a cruise for 3 weeks. But it was nice. We went up to see the daggum fall leaves, and because they didn't have the rain last year, I see more colors behind you than I saw on a 3-week cruise. It's incredible. But I'll come to the dealership. That sounds great.
I was just up there and got to see the leaves changing, and it was beautiful. It was like raining golden leaves in Brooklyn.
Frank, send me your contact information. Do you have my cell phone number? I'll make sure you get an invitation.
No, I would love to be there. I'm just, you guys have been really a very big. part
I
of
can
my life.
hardly hear you. You do need
No,
my
Yes, he does.
cell phone number?
Yes, Nancy. Send him
561-386-6498. You're a little bit
Yeah, I got
muffled.
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of old. I had the doors open, enjoying free air conditioning. Anyway,
561-386-6498. It's our
I got it.
50th.
Thank you.
We're celebrating Earl's 50 years in the business on November 18th from 5:30 to 7:30, I believe. Right, Earl?
Yeah, and we can only accommodate about 120 people, and so we're talking right now to 20,000
or more.
Yeah.
And
Maybe 200
everybody's
about
going to show
200,000.
up.
No, I will definitely be there.
We got room.
You guys have been a very high point in my life, and
Thanks, Frank.
I actually bought several cars between my family and everyone else.
And we've
there.
worked on some other extracurricular stuff too for
Exactly.
car related.
You guys have been fabulous.
Exactly. But I want to make sure everybody knows that it's not Earl's 50th anniversary in the business.
50
goes
years
at Toyota.
50 years
50 years with Toyota.
Oh,
with Toyota.
real quick. I know how you one time said you wish you had a Lexus dealership.
And
but
you can meet some
Anne-Marie,
people at the anniversary party from Southeast Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Oh, good, because I heard Toyota's supposed to be having a $150,000 car coming out at the end of the year.
Toyota is.
Yeah, they're talking about it's a car that they sell in Japan, and it's the same car that the Emperor drives, and it's kind of it's like a Rolls Royce kind of a Toyota Lexus thing, and they're talking about bringing it into the United States. That'd be kind of
As a Toyota or
fun
a
to
Lexus?
see. As a Lexus. Yeah.
Well, Frank, if you find a Lexus dealership for us, let us know. And when you come to the party, we'll get all of our friends to lobby the Toyota people and say that they're demanding that Earl Stewart gets a Lexus dealership.
Well,
Frank, you gave me
my birthday's on the 14th, so I'm just be a few days after my birthday. I'll bring a cake for you all.
All right, give us a slice.
Frank, you gave me a good idea, by the way, on the theme of our callers. The idea of a tow truck driver telling you about problems with cars. Who would know better about car problems than a tow truck company? And we're going to look into that. We deal with a number of tow truck companies.
Yeah.
And if we could just have them tell us, what do you see when you have to pick up a car? What's the most chronic problem if you pick up a Lexus,
Yeah.
if you pick up a
What
Kia?
patterns do you
Right,
see? Yeah.
And it'd be interesting. And that you gave us that idea. Thank you very much.
Hey, Frank, we'll see you at the party.
Yes, ma'am.
I've got some calls backed up.
We'll ask Pineapple
no problem.
Towing.
The
Thank you.
press will
Bye-bye,
be
guys.
there, so you can bet your boots you're going to be
Wow.
on the front page of something.
Okay,
have a
remember
great
how we met
weekend.
For the very first time. You remember how we met the very first time when I introduced myself with that federal marshal badge? I'm sure you remember that deal.
Was that the seniors
We're going
against
to go
crime?
to Sarah, who's been holding.
Frank.
She's a first-time caller, and she's giving us a call from, I believe that it is, where are you from? I think you're from Boca. My eyes are failing me at my old age. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
Welcome. You just won yourself $50 this morning, and if you stay on the line when we're finished talking, you can talk with Jeremy. He'll get your contact information, and he'll give it to me. I'll send you the check.
Okay, thank you so much.
And I just ask you one thing. Please spread the word for us ladies. Please, we are an important part of the industry, and not a lot of, people know this. It is the 21st century, and we are taking over. It is no longer going to be a male-dominated industry. We have some financial impact now, so we're doing very well. So please support us.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. What can we do for you this morning?
Good morning. I called the first time. I have a Nissan Sentra, but I pay too much for my insurance.
Mm-hmm. So who is how much are you paying? Are you paying monthly or by quarter?
I pay monthly. I pay $167
A month. That's a lot. What kind of car do you have? What kind of car do you have?
Very muffled.
I have Nissan Sentra.
Nissan Sentra. What year?
Not you, him.
Yes.
What year?
A 2121.
2021.
No, 2021.
A 2021 Nissan Sentra.
Yes.
My advice to you is to, even though you might get some spam, is go online and who is your insurance company that you're using? Who is your insurance company?
Jitco? I think it's Jitco.
Geico. Okay. They're
Yeah,
pretty
Geico.
good, but you could check out other insurance companies and give them your information about your car and then they will give you a quote. And I just, as just general advice to follow, I would do that regularly. We've experienced, we know from our experience that regularly shopping your insurance companies will get you a lower rate. There's people that pay too high for too long, and it just takes a phone call or going online. I think that's what you ought to do.
Okay.
But that is a lot. I agree. I don't want to get too personal. We're on the radio, but how is your driving record? Have you had any accidents or speeding tickets?
No.
Right.
Then there you go. So without anything like bad on your record that's going to give your insurance companies a reason to give you a higher rate, you can shop it. Another thing you can do is look at your policy. You might have extras added on that you don't need. So take a look at, you have things like rental car coverage. For all I know, you might have hotel discounts put in there. I don't know, but just make sure that you're only paying for what you need to cover your car. Before you cancel your rental car coverage, I do want to remind you is that nobody thinks they need it until they need it, and they're stuck in a rental car that they're paying for out of their own pocket while their car is in a body shop getting fixed for 6 weeks. So that can be very expensive. So I would think hard about the rental car coverage, but go and shop it, because I'm telling you right now, if you call Progressive, I mean, it's likely you're just going to get it. Might not be a huge rate cut, but just shop around, and that's the best bet. And that's what you should do.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for calling.
Hey,
You have any
Sarah,
other questions?
thank you so much. Sorry I couldn't chime in. My hearing device is not working properly, but I do appreciate your call. You will get that $50 if you do leave your information with Jeremy. And I hope to hear from you soon. And most of all, please spread the word that we are a part of this industry.
Okay. Thank you. What information?
Have a great weekend.
Okay. You too.
877-960-9960, or you can text us at 772-497-6530. And don't forget to jot that number down, because you will need it to vote on the West Palm Beach Nissan Mystery Shopping Report. Now back to the recovering car dealer.
Well, we've got the mystery shopping report coming up. We're not going to start right now, but
You want to talk about Amazon and Hyundai and?
yeah, Amazon. That's a good. The cool thing about Amazon is they are progressing carefully toward expanding their dealer network. So the regular listeners know that Amazon has Hyundai established now on certain dealers. There's about 15 or 20 states that have Amazon Hyundai dealers set up. Florida is one of them. And certain dealers within Florida, you can go online with Amazon and buy the car with a out-the-door price, which is a good price, but isn't necessarily the best price. The cool thing about the Amazon price is you can shop and compare it out the door. The article in Automotive News about Amazon was that they've learned that some of their dealers are just shouldn't be dealers. And they're talking. They're getting feedback from Amazon customers who did not buy. They got the price on Amazon, and they wanted to buy it at that price. But when they went into a particular dealership, the dealer, guess what? Junk fees, dealer installed accessories, addendum labels, all the nonsense that you'll hear about pretty soon on our mystery shopping report. But I'm glad to see that Amazon is still moving in that direction, and it could even be better than before, because like Costco has a members-only way to buy cars. And if you buy a car today, I say use the Costco auto buying program. Join Costco if you're not a member. It's only $65 or $75 a year to join Costco. And once you find a Costco-approved member and you know the rules, you need to call Costco and find the dealer, and Costco will tell you what you should do, which you go in, and you ask to see the Costco prices. And the Costco prices, by contract, must show you all the charges, and the price must be lower than the price Costco will sell that car to anyone for. So if you buy a car through the Costco program and you insist that the dealer follow the rules that you will know, because Costco will tell you, you get a hell of a deal on a Costco car. Amazon will be the same way. Once Amazon has their dealer network in line, and right now, unfortunately, it's only Hyundai, we've applied, and they're also expanding their used car network, and we've applied for that too, my dealership. When that happens, just think, how cool will this be? You just go online to Amazon, and you pick, when they're finally established with all the dealers, any car you want, you buy it on Amazon. And that price is a firm out-the-door price. So you don't necessarily have to buy it. You get the price on Amazon, and then you can shop it yourself. Shop it with Costco. That would be great, getting Amazon going back and forth with Costco. That's the way real purchase of anything except cars is today. If you want to buy a refrigerator or a TV set, you can shop it till you're exhausted. There's enough retailers of refrigerators that you can spend days getting out the door prices. Now you'll have Costco and Amazon for an out the door price.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting that the Costco program was supposed to be, perfection? But the car dealers
Shut
have
it down.
found a way
Yeah.
to take advantage
Yeah.
of the consumer.
Yeah.
And it's a sad situation because you have to be so involved with your purchase. I don't care if it's Costco. I don't care if it's Amazon. It can fail today, and the car dealers are finding ways to take advantage of the consumers. And in this day and age, and everyone listening knows it, it's a tough deal out there. Your payments are sky high. The dealer is trying to take advantage of you any way they can. It doesn't matter if it's a dealer fee or if they're trying to add on some features that you don't need. I think everybody gets my point. You really have to be careful. I don't care whether you're dealing with Costco or Amazon.
Well,
Rick?
Johnny C. Fradley just asked, if you don't like the car, do you return it to Kohl's?
To Kohl's.
Any Amazon purchase that you get,
You can return to
you
Kohl's.
can take it back to a Kohl's department store.
Yeah. Just
And
park it,
they,
yeah.
they take the returns right there.
You can just park it and leave it in the parking lot and go
Or
home.
Rick,
like
what
the
did you
UPS
say?
store.
Right.
Rick,
It returns it automatically.
What did you say? My ears are not working.
Sorry, we can't
John-
take.
Johnny Z. Fradley said, if you don't like the car, can you take it back to Kohl's to return it?
I didn't know about Kohl's. It's a Whole Foods. You can bring it back to Whole
Yeah,
Foods.
Whole Foods, the UPS store.
I didn't know Kohl's. Yeah.
That's awesome.
He has a sense of humor.
Yeah. The root problem, and I hate to get on the soapbox about this, but the root problem is the car dealers have nothing to fear, and the regulators will not enforce the law. So imagine if they didn't enforce the law against bank robbery. How many banks would be robbed right now?
It'd be like the days of Jesse James and Billy
It'd
the
be
Kid.
worse. If you could go into a bank.
Yeah, back then you get hung. right.
But I mean, that's an exaggeration, I realize. But think about it. It's against state law and federal law to advertise the price that you won't sell the car for out the door. Plain and simple. It's in black and white. Everybody knows it. And I defy anyone to show me a car advertisement that follows that law. Even the manufacturers don't follow the law. The manufacturers are in cahoots with the dealers, and they advertise a price, and the disclosure is in the fine print, which is a violation of the law. So what are you going to do?
In our state, the last 3 attorney generals have looked the other way.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah, and it's worked. I mean, we got one of them in the White House now.
That is true.
That's true.
Looking the other way.
So if
those Epstein
if
files.
you're dirty enough, you can actually make it to the White House. And if you're going to...
By the way, Johnny also asked, are you going to live stream the anniversary party?
I hadn't thought about it. I don't think so.
Pardon me?
Sure.
For the 50th anniversary party, are they going to live stream it?
We'll do some.
Put cameras up and
we'll do
run it
some.
on Facebook or YouTube, internet.
Yeah, we'll
Anything
do some.
can happen.
For sure. We'll have Stephanie there doing some Instagram live, and Iggy's invited, but I don't know, he wants to work that night.
Yeah.
Okay, I see by the clock we are going to go to the mystery shopping report. But guess what? Nancy Stewart has a special announcement. Ladies, soon to come on Earl Stewart Toyota website, you're going to find Nancy Stewart. And you are going to be able to go there, and we are going to be able to talk back and forth. It's going to be exciting, and I will keep you abreast of when that is going to happen. Our agency is working on it right now, and it's going to take, well, just a little bit more time. We're going to go to the mystery shopping report, and please vote at 772-497-6530. The mystery shopping report is from West Palm Beach Nissan. Earl?
Well, like so many dealers, nobody knows who owns these dealerships anymore, but this one is owned by the mysterious, this is
TT?
Terry Taylor. And Terry Taylor is kind of like Howard Hughes was. He's of course, Terry Taylor is probably not a billionaire. He might be.
He's ephemeral.
Yeah. And he just buys up cars, dealers, and leaves the other name on there. He lives in Palm Beach, I think. And he probably lives in a lot of places. He probably has homes all over. But
Monte Carlo.
Yeah, Monte Carlo. Yeah. So that's part of the problem with the car dealerships today. Part of the many, many problems is that the guy that owns it doesn't know what's going on. And, of course, in many cases, they don't care. And there's that legal thing that people should understand. It's called plausible deniability. And plausible deniability is what a lot of these car dealers are hoping, the owners, when their dealership gets caught with their hand in the cookie jar, they say, oh, I had no idea.
Well, it's true.
Yeah,
you use plausible deniability.
Yeah.
A salesperson just kicked me in the butt.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
What can I do about that?
Yeah. So here we are with West Palm I-95 Nissan, owned by Terry Taylor, and it's changed hands. I guess did it used to be a Napleton store? I don't know.
I don't know. It's I-95 Nissan, West Palm Nissan. There's 2 different names.
Yeah.
Their website says i95nissan.com.
At any rate, just for the record, Nissan is hanging by a thread, and this got nothing to do with Terry Taylor or the dealership itself, other than the fact that I said at the beginning of the show, if you're going to buy a car and you're going to keep it for a long time, and the good news is today the quality is so good in cars. If you buy a car today, a new 2026, remember, I know it's 2025 calendar year, but 26s are being sold. I'd buy a 26 if I were going to buy a new car today.
Except for a Fiat.
Yeah, right. And that car probably would be around 20 years from now.
Easily.
Okay, so if you're going to buy a car that's going to last 20 years, it'd be nice if the manufacturer lasted 20 years. Nissan ain't going to last 20 years. So
How long have they been in trouble? I've been hearing about this forever.
Since World War II.
Several years.
Yeah.
It's just getting worse and worse.
Ever since the luggage and the
Oh, you're talking about the Great Escape.
You're talking about Carl Ghosn,
Yes.
the CEO that escaped, fled to
Beirut.
He's in Syria or
Beirut.
Iran, Beirut.
Yeah, to Lebanon.
He's in Qatar.
I don't know.
He's
People,
moving fast.
If
We don't
you
know
made
where
a
he is.
movie about that, no one would believe it. So you're telling me the CEO Nissan was going to be arrested in Japan, and they put him in jail, and he broke out of jail, hid in a trunk, and they put the trunk on a plane to Lebanon.
Beirut.
And that's how he got away. You say, you're making all that up. That's a true story.
It is definitely a true story.
Which has got nothing to do with what I'm talking
Everybody's
about.
been
But
talking.
it's
Well,
true.
you're talking about Nissan
But it's still a
being
great
in
story.
trouble.
At any rate, we're back on West Palm Beach Nissan. Speaking in the first person as if I were the mystery shopper who happens to be Agent Lightning. Does a superb job, oftentimes shops with her whole family and literally buys cars. She's bought
A lot of cars.
a lot of cars, yeah. So she's a car buying fool. And
She bought one for us.
amazing
It's a win-win.
mystery shopper.
Yeah, we got it on Amazon.
I arrived mid-morning and was greeted by a very nice salesman named Stevens, S-T-E-E, threes, S-T-E-E-V-E-N-S. And Stu thought that was significant because he wrote this, and so it piqued my curiosity. So I checked with ChatGPT, and this name goes back 2 millennia. But I'm not going to get into that. But it is interesting.
Did you say ChatGPT or did you say Coach?
Well, that's my personal name.
It was originally in Aramaic.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Stevens.
Coach, for all intents purposes, we had to build an extra room on the house. He stays with us now.
Stevens welcomed me and said, "Happy Halloween." That's how current the shop was. He asked, "So what brings you in today?" I said, "I saw some great deals online, and I wanted to come in and check out this online deal that I saw." And that's the way we do most of the shops, because the online price is the advertised price, and the law says you got to sell it out the door at that price. I was referring to their online listing for a new 2025 Nissan Pathfinder, and again, I'll back up and say new is a 2026 today, and 2025 is a year old already, so bear that in mind. Technically, legally, it's new.
Yeah, you might get more incentives, but when you go to trade it in, you're going to get more on
won't
your newer
offset the
Right.
depreciation. I was referring to their online listing. There was Pathfinder SV, MSRP of $41,980. The listing showed over $9,000 off. Now that'll get your attention. $9,000 off, and that's what the idea of the advertising, get their attention. He asked me for the last 6 digits of the vehicle identification number so we could get the keys and we could go check it out. I looked at my phone and read the numbers to him. A few minutes later, he returned to let me know he had the keys and was going to pull the car up front for me. It was such a cool day that I decided to wait outside. I only had to wait for a few minutes before he pulled up with the car, and we went for a short test drive. He pointed out that the fuel level was low, only 30 miles to empty, so we didn't go very far. But we still went over everything on the vehicle. He did with me. The good news, the Monroney label was in the right spot. And in South Florida, that's a miracle. We rarely see it. So you people who are voting out there, you could give them a thumbs up on that 1 point. Bad news is there was an addendum label. Now you can take that point away because the addendum label is almost SOP in Florida. And that addendum label is artificial, phony, we call it the phony Monroney, artificial phony increase in the MSRP, and this was increased by $2,995. And they called it the Platinum Package. That's creative. He shared that he had recently moved here from Houston, Texas, and that the car market there is horrible. I said, wow, you mean it's worse than here? He said, yeah, and added that it was absolutely crazy what vehicles were going for in Texas. High mileage cars, used cars were going for close to what new cars were selling for. Once back at the dealership, he went over a few more features, and then he headed inside so he could show me my price, what it would be. He told me not to worry, that he'd take care of me. Now, that's the old, we're playing good guy, bad guy. He joked that I'd probably never met another Stevens like him, because he has threes in his name. Oh, he likes to talk about it. And he never met anyone else like that either. Well, ChatGPT has. He promised me he would get this done for me today. He asked how much money I'd be putting down, if any, and what price or payment I was hoping for. I said it's all about the out-the-door price, if any, and what price or payment I was hoping for. I said it's all about the out-the-door price for me. Let me see your best price. He said, good deal. I don't get this, Queen. Good deal, Queen. I'll just read it the way it was written. So what's Queen mean?
That's like a compliment, like, yes, Queen, like you, or it's like, go girl.
I've never heard that.
Oh, yeah, it's very common.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
You sound like you know what you're doing, and we both laugh. So if I was a guy, they would say, good deal, King.
Yeah, actually. Well, if you did something, like if you walked in here dressed up real good, I go, look at you, King.
Oh.
But I wouldn't say that because I'm not, I'm much too old to say it like that. But kids say that.
Cool.
Kids say that.
I'm learning.
All right, King.
He excused himself to speak with his sales manager. A few minutes later, returned and said he thought I was going to be very happy. He said he'd been able to beat up his sales manager on my behalf.
He's like a hero.
And give me the online price. I mean, that's really classic. Good cop,
I
bad
can do
cop. I wonder if they stole that from the cops. Good cop, bad cop, or did the cops steal it from the car dealers? I'm not.
I think the cops got it from the car dealers.
You think so?
Yeah.
And the top line labeled market value selling price was MSRP $41,980. They took off $9,176. Wow. Just like the ad. Oh, everything is going to be okay.
You know, when money is easy, it's cheap. So $9,000 doesn't mean anything, as you will find out.
But then,
Yes.
guess what? Stand by. They added the platinum package for $2,495, $2,495, and $744 in taxable fees. And we all know that a taxable fee is a junk fee. And that means that if the dealer really pays that to the state or government, federal government, is a fee, it is a fee. If it's not, it's a phony fee. It's a junk fee.
And it's taxable.
Yeah, and it's not, no tax on it. He pointed out that while he could do the online pricing, they add a protection package to all their vehicles.
So in other words, you can't do the online
I mean, I just,
Wah, wah,
yeah,
We could do the online price.
yeah. I mean,
But we
it's
can't
like,
do the online price.
it's like saying, yeah, we shoot all our customers in the leg. I'm sorry. Bam. I mean,
That's what we do here. It's a policy.
that's what we do.
Hey, really quick, I have to jump in. That was an expression when you gave someone, back in the old days, if you gave someone a really low price, you'd call them shooting in the foot. They can't get there because it means they can't get very far. They keep thinking about that price. I'm still in that game.
Anyway, to go on here, I looked at him and said, by the look on your face, you hate these packages as much as I do. You know, I'm on your side. You know, you're my friend. I'm honest. You're honest. And that mean old sales manager in there, he's trying to screw you and me. But between the two of us, we're going to win this. I mean,
Right, the
it's
enemy
such
of
a,
my enemy
it's
is my
such
friend.
a classic BS kind of a. People fall for it, I guess. They wouldn't be doing it. He said, I'll do whatever I can do to earn your business today. Even the verbiage, they don't want to sell you a car, they want to earn your business. Sell your car, It sounds a little.
That's a little
But
invasive.
I want to earn your business. So there's the classic language and technique. It's the last day of the month. And that's the first true thing I've heard
Yeah,
in the shopping
absolutely.
report. It was the last day of the month. It was Halloween. It was October 31st.
But
and
that's
we're
it.
really trying to sell you
Anything
a
goes.
few more cars to meet our quota. True. And that's one of the silliest things, but it's true. Car dealers, the last day of the month, you can get a better deal if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, they'll tell you they'll give you a better deal, but they won't. So it works to your advantage if you're educated. And he also said, we probably need to sell more vehicles to meet our quota. So there's an incentive to the dealership, to the management, to the salespeople, whole lot of incentives on the last day of the month. That's true. So he says, well, I think we'll be able to help you out. They will be able to, but they're not going to unless you put a gun to their head. So I thanked him for his time and said, I need to talk to my husband and get back to him. We walked to the door together where a sales manager was standing, probably in the door. The manager thanked me for coming in and asked, how did Stevens do today? I said, he was great, very knowledgeable about the vehicle, and he has a great personality, but you probably already know that. Stevens said, indeed, let his manager know that I was very interested, but did not like the package deal they had added. The sales manager said, I'll tell you what, today's the last day of the month, and I do need to move a few vehicles. If I can earn your business, I'll take that package off today only. Today only. The classic, you know.
Wow.
I always flash back to Publix. I'll sell you that loaf of bread at half price, but you got to take that loaf of bread home today.
It'll be stale tomorrow.
I laughed, thanked them both, said I needed to speak with my husband and get back to them, and then I left. And there you have it. Mr. Shopping Report.
Earl,
Voting
Tom
time.
Steckel wants to know if that's Queen with 3 E's.
Okay, folks, remember you can vote at 772-497-6530. That was a mystery shop that you just heard from West Palm Beach, Nissan. 772-497-6530.
All right. First of all, I think that Terry Taylor would be very pleased with the show. I mean, because it was a good deal for them. Okay, so I know it went all over the place with the discounts and then the adding of the fees, but just to put it into quick perspective, that $9,000 discount included $5,000 customer cash rebate from Nissan. So they took that off, and then they took off an additional discount. And then when they added all the junk back in there, they basically eliminated the Nissan rebate. So that means, yeah, they didn't get the full $9,000 off. They still got a decent deal, but it was almost like they were cheated out of the advertised rebate. That might have been one of the reasons. It is a reason a lot of customers will go in there because they're going to see
definitely.
about that. Yeah, and so you go in there. I'm getting 9,000 rebate. You see it online. I got a 9,000 off, possibly more. She got 5,000 higher than the advertised price about, and I didn't do the math exactly, but no good. So let's put it in context. Nancy didn't like to do that. It's West Palm Beach. We're at the upper end of Sodom and Gomorrah, so I'm going to say they get a C minus from me because I'm going to be normally it'd be a C, but a C minus is the same thing as a D plus, so I'll just call it a D plus. That's what I'm giving them.
Thanks, Stu.
All right, we've got Bob in Maryland says, I would have said take the deal, put it in a trunk, and ship it to Lebanon. It's an F. Let's
Gave
see
him
who
an
we
F?
get. Who we get else here on text?
You said he gave him an F?
An F.
Okay.
Yep. And we've got Mark H. says, I bequeath a kingly D for deception. Cram 1624 says F. Protect me from the platinum package. Brian Sidlatko says never buy a Nissan. F. T. Gillil says thanks, but no thanks, D. Johnny Z. Fradley says D minus. Joseph Kelleher says D. All the junk fees, reason for grade. Tom Steckel, C minus. Willing to take the forced package off the deal. Dealer fees are too high. Can you spell steel with 3 E's? Over here, no, the other channel's kind of quiet. And Anne Marie says a D from her, which, by the way, if we got time, I'd love to read her text. For me,
I'll make time.
This sounds like just a typical South Florida D.
Yeah.
South Florida D.
I'll give my vote, but I want to give you what ChatGPT had to say. First of all, I forgot to tell him to A, B, C, D, F, but he did a really good job in terms of breaking it down. For example, price transparency and integrity, he only gave 2 out of 10, which was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And then he started giving better scores to greetings and first impressions, which we don't look at. So we need to train ChatGPT on the fact that greetings and first impressions are just a tactic to get you into the lion's den, and then they eat you alive. So it's almost better to be rude and abusive to at least scare the people from being sucked in to take the bad price.
Can't you be totally rude in every sense of the word when you're dealing with Coach ChatGPT? Because AI has no emotions.
But it remembers.
And what is happening here is that everyone is giving their grade based on many factors. Mm-hmm. One of them is, that car salesman, whatever you want to call him, being rude and giving out this information that is, inaccurate.
Anyway, I'm going to say Chat would have given him a C. I'm going to give him a C minus.
Wow.
Or D plus.
Okay.
Well, here,
same thing. It just sounds worse.
Yeah, it just that's his report there. But it's just a very good report, but we just need to school him on grading on the curve.
That's a good idea.
Can we send what's the name of your robot again? Pee-Pee?
Tippy?
Tippy. Can we send Tippy on a mystery shop? Because Tippy could do something like this.
He has a lot of time on his hands. He wanders around the house doing nothing. As far as my grade is concerned, from the very beginning, whether it is a regular person who's coming in to purchase a vehicle, or it's a mystery shopper, it doesn't matter. Deception from the very beginning, based on their advertising.
Yeah.
Deception. And, in this day and age, people are out there hurting. They're living hand to mouth. What happened to transparency? My goodness. I mean, how desperate is Nissan and any other dealer right now? I mean, do they have a heart? Oh, guess what? They don't. My grade, you're going to be all shocked, a D minus.
I-95 Nissan, the tuna with a heart. All right, that's an old movie reference. That's great. Really interesting, though. I was chatting with Agent Lightning. And we had the idea, if anyone's listening who knows any Netflix executives, we like to pitch a show for Netflix, The Mystery Shop. And she goes on anywhere in the country, and she mystery shops dealerships, and it's on Netflix. So come on. Tell me that's not a great idea.
Well, it's a great idea, except it would violate the law because of privacy.
Well, we'll let Netflix figure out a way around that. They have undercover boss and things like that, but that's with the cooperation of the company.
We haven't gotten to Anne Marie's text in several weeks now, and she has a great one here.
Thank you, Anne Marie.
It seems that every day I see a story in the news that another major corporation, database, hospital group, or school has been hacked. Modern cars are rolling computers. Can cars get hacked? Why or why not?
They have been.
They absolutely can and have been multiple times over. It depends on the system of the car, but hacking into the audio system through the Bluetooth signal has been done over and over.
That's not hard.
Getting into the such things as like just the key fob system to be able to enter your car.
You can buy things online that let you do that.
Yeah, there are tools that can steal the signal from your key fob to allow people to access your car, and in some cases they can even start the engine and be able to drive it away.
Yeah, the only reason it doesn't happen more often is your top-notch hackers are doing serious stuff like stealing money.
Right,
and
those devices are rather expensive and hard to come by.
Did anybody see the
but they are
movie?
available.
Did you see the movie Leave the World Behind with Julia Roberts on Netflix? It was about I won't even get into it, but anyway, hackers, they hijack an entire fleets of Teslas and they use them as weapons. And,
Wow.
Yeah. So that's that would be on a higher level attack than just messing with Rick's car.
Yeah,
But-
so this is something that the engineers have got to figure out, simply because the idea of a car going down the highway at 80 miles an hour suddenly becoming someone else is in control of your car.
Yeah, it's just all software it's an arms race just to stay ahead of the thing.
Yeah.
And you hope that they are.
So it's just something to be aware of, folks, that is out there, that
Good
idea.
thought, Anne-Marie. It is kind of scary, but rest assured, I don't think anybody's looking at you.
Well, everybody talks about war, and the war we need to worry about is a cyber war because you can imagine what would happen if one country was able to disable the financial institutions and the other. You wake up one morning and you don't know. You can't get into your bank account.
You have no money.
Can't use your credit card. You can't use anything. You
card
can't buy
doesn't start.
stock. You can't sell stock. The entire country would crash, and all it would
In a
take
day.
would be a real smart hacker.
Yep.
On that note, have a great weekend, everybody.
Okay, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to Earl on Cars. We do appreciate you. And thank you to everyone who texted me about the anniversary party on November the 18th. We really enjoy your company. Stay tuned. Next week, we'll be right here Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Have a wonderful weekend.